All right. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well. JP Koster, all the way from Cape Town. And if you're logging onto the call this evening, welcome. This evening, we're going to be covering a little bit about the product and also a little bit more about the Manatech opportunity. And just a little bit about myself before we get going is that I've been part of Manatech for just over 12 years now. And wow, it's been an incredible journey. And I am so grateful that I've made this decision to really take a serious look so I could make an informed decision 12 years ago, because really what this product has done for so many people out there, what the opportunity has done for so many people out there is just incredible. And I think this evening, if you're on the call this evening, please grab a pen, write down if there are any potential questions you have. We'll get them answered for you afterwards, or at least the person who invited you on this evening will definitely get them answered for you. So this evening is just going to be a brief overview, a little bit about what Manatech's all about. So of course you can't really give people all the details in a 40-minute presentation, but we're going to try and cover, the majority of all the bases. Now, just a little bit about myself. I started with Manatech as a student when I was 22 years old, looking for a way to earn extra income. And I was literally just looking for a way to earn an extra 5,000 a month. And from there, put a few people on the product and was just amazed to see what this product did for other people. And, looking back over the last, 10, 12 years, how many people we've been able to help thousands and thousands of people, tens of thousands of people, just get a better quality of life. And I think, if we just look around, there's so many more people out there looking for, better health, they're looking for, improved skincare, fat loss. I mean, so many different things out there that Manatech provide. And Manatech obviously provides that in a plant-based form, in a supplement form that's really giving your body the right tools to work with, so the body can obviously heal and restore itself. And I mean, it's amazing for me, just to see, how many people out there looking for immune support, So Manatech really covers all the bases. We're specifically a research and development company that has really brought to market, incredible technologies that allow the body, as I mentioned earlier, to heal and restore itself, because that's what our bodies were designed to do. And I've got no doubt that Dr. Strydom is going to share a little bit more about that in a lot more detail. And what I'm also going to do, there is a QR code for this evening, so I'll just quickly show all of you the QR code for those of you that are signing in. So you should be able to see that now. Just the code is 2862 if you're scanning in, 2862. So that is available, and I'll definitely show it on a little bit later. So just quickly, what I'd just like to share with all of you just before we get started is, if you're on this call this evening for the first time and you've got no idea what Manatech's all about, there is actually a website that I've had made and created for people to work through, which is about 40 minutes. And I want to encourage you, even before if you haven't watched that, it would definitely be a good thing to review that afterwards, because we're going to cover in that a little bit more information on the product. We cover sort of a little bit about the technology, and also we cover a little bit more about how this product is really made. And I think for me, it's very, very, very important to know, sort of from a basic point of view, what the building blocks are to get you to where you are today, in the sense of where the company is today, where the product is today, and also where the opportunity is for people that are out there that are looking for an additional stream of income by distributing these products. And obviously, we'll cover a lot more of those details a little bit later. So I'm going to just ask Dr. Strydom, who's just been a massive asset to our entire team. She's got a massive heart to help other people. I've obviously been very privileged to be able to walk a journey with her. I remember the first time I had a presentation with her, and just running through all the products and running through a little bit about Manatech before her first presentation she attended. And I think for me, one thing I can just share with all of you about Kriki is that, she really has a heart for other people. Being a medical doctor, obviously, I'm sure she'll share a little bit more about her story. And it's just amazing to have, the type of caliber person she is involved with Manatech. And there's not just, it's amazing for me, just looking back, at the group that we have today, how many pharmacists are involved with Manatech, and how many doctors, and obviously how many nutritionists, and so forth and so forth. So for me, Manatech, from a scientific point of view, it really just covers all the bases. So I really hope this evening is going to be of value. I've no doubt it's going to be. And as I mentioned earlier, if you've got any questions, jot them down, and please work through the information afterwards. And I will give those websites to you as well if you'd like afterwards, or I'll even just mention it just now. So Kriki, I'm going to ask you just to unmute yourself. I'm going to quickly just make you a co-host. You should probably come on live now, and I will do okay, there you are. Okay, great, awesome. I love the picture in the background. I'm not sure where that's from, but it looks really cool. So what I'm going to do now, I will do, I'm going to spotlight your screen for everyone, so everyone should be able to see. I just want to quickly check your sound. Can you just check your sound
Yes.
quickly? Oh, okay,
Good
cool.
evening, everyone.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. So all over to you, and looking forward to an awesome presentation.
Thank you very much, JP. JP, thanks so much for the opportunity to talk. And I'm really, really excited tonight to share this fantastic technology with everybody, and especially, all the new people on the call that maybe haven't heard it before. And I'd also like to thank Anil and Elena Wilkin and Irene Duprier for helping me and supporting me in my Manatech journey and my Manatech business, and to Irene for introducing me to the product all those years ago. It's really something that excites me because it changed my life. So when we think about Manatech, if I have to, one thing comes to mind about Manatech as a company, I would say it's the optimal wellness company. I would say really Manatech really epitomizes optimal wellness. And a lot of people will say, what is optimal wellness? Now, most people don't understand that they're not optimally well. They wake up in the morning and they felt groggy and they're tired, and they felt like they could do with another 2 hours of sleep, even though they had maybe there's 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And all those years ago, that's how I felt, and my life just started becoming more and more difficult. Things became more and more difficult. And initially, I couldn't really pinpoint that I was ill. I was just not feeling well. And, as so many other people, I went to doctors and to specialists, and they ran all the blood tests. And then initially they'd say, no, there's nothing wrong with you. Your tests are all normal. You're healthy. But I didn't feel healthy. And I think a lot of people can actually say that that's exactly what happens to them. The doctor runs the test and tells you you're healthy, but you just don't feel well. And that's the difference between optimal well-being and being called healthy. Health is an absence of disease. Whereas optimal well-being is when your whole body is in homeostasis and everything works together. And it's not a difficulty for you. Life isn't difficult. You literally just flow into things, and you don't have to overthink things, and you don't have to struggle with things. And I can remember, early in my 40s, that I could struggle to get pots out of the bottom of a cupboard. And at that time, I didn't think I was ill, but looking back on it, that was the start of my not so wellness. And with Manatech, everything changed. Suddenly, wake up in the morning and you'd be full of excitement. Wake up at 5 o'clock, your eyes fly open. You say, "What's in this day for me today? I mean, I'm going to have an awesome day." And it's just that essential feeling of absolute wellness. And it's so hard to explain it to people because Manatech products are not, do not mitigate or cure or heal disease by themselves. But what it does is it gives the body the optimal nutrition that it needs to be able to heal your body. And this is, something that people need to understand is that our food has changed so substantially. From years ago, 100 years ago, we didn't eat what we're eating now. And what has changed in our food is that, all of our food is hyper processed. It's green harvested. It is chemically treated. It's genetically modified. Everything that's happened to our food has deteriorated the quality and the content of the nutrition in the food. And people don't necessarily see that because they go to Woolies and they see wonderful vegetables and they look beautiful and all the tomatoes are exactly the same size and the grapes don't have pips and the watermelon doesn't have pips, and they never stop to think about what's happened to the food. It tastes fantastic because it's full of carbohydrates, because one of the things that's happened is that the macronutrients in the food have changed substantially, so that there are much more carbohydrates in the food now than there used to be. And the types of carbohydrates we're getting now are all, high glycemic index carbohydrates. So they go straight into the blood sugar, and we're all on a sugar high all of the time if we eat normal food. And, then we lack the micronutrients that are there to actually support and to heal the body and to rectify the ravages of, a hectic lifestyle and stress and so on. That's really why we need to have, to have the nutrients in our bodies. And when we look at what happens with food, being harvested, green harvested, and then warehoused for a long period of time, there has been multitude of studies done to show that even 5 days of warehousing, putting food in a distribution center and warehousing it, how quickly the vitamin and mineral content deteriorates. So it's really absolutely critically important for people to understand that you do need to supplement. The other problem with our food is that everything is fortified with chemical supplements. So if you go and buy a bottle of cold pressed juice at Woolies, you'll see there that it says that there's thousands of milligrams of vitamin C in it, and there's all kinds of stuff, but it's all chemical vitamins. And chemical vitamins are not the same as real food vitamins. It's a really big difference between a chemically made vitamin in a laboratory, in a factory, and a real food that you get from nature. The molecules don't even look the same. And it is true that those chemical vitamins can do certain healing things in your body, but the problem is that they actually take the receptor of the normal vitamin, and the normal vitamin has so many more functions. Vitamin C in your body has over 100 functions. And if you take a chemical vitamin C, it only just improves your immune system a little bit, but it doesn't do any of the other 99 functions. So we've really messed with our food, and that is why we need real food supplementation. And if you look at why we need micro and macronutrients in our body, is, I'd equate it to a building site. If you had to buy a stand somewhere and you say, I'm going to build a house now, and you come and you drop your bricks there, and you get a builder, and you've got the architect that designed the building, and you say to the builder, you get to the site, and you say to the builder, okay, now you've got to build the house. And he says, but there's only bricks. Where's the rest of the stuff? And you say, what do you mean rest of the stuff? That's what I've got. I've got bricks, build the house. And he says, but on this plan, I need doors and windows, and I need cement, and I need, all kinds of other things. And you've only brought me bricks. And then you say, well, I want you to build this house with bricks. And this is exactly what we're doing with our bodies. We want to give our bodies McDonald's and Coca-Cola and expect it to build something which it wasn't designed to be built with McDonald's and Coca-Cola. So that is why we do need to supplement, because we're lacking in those absolutely essential nutrients that actually make the body work and make the body tick. And now, in the situation where we are now, with regard to COVID and everybody needing immune system support, for the first time now, even medical doctors are starting to realize the value of nutritional supplementation. For the first time now, people are talking about vitamin D and omega-3 and vitamin C, and everyone's saying, you need these nutrients to keep your immune system healthy. But 5 years ago, they wouldn't even have spoken about it. So things have changed, and this is a huge opportunity for us in Manatech, because we have got real food, vitamins and minerals and glycans, which I'm going to be talking about now. And also, what's happened to our bodies is that we need higher amounts of micronutrients because we are under attack. We're under attack by our environment. We're under attack by the fact that we're lacking the vitamins and minerals in our food. We're under attack by our own internal stress that we bring on ourselves, and we cause oxidative stress in our bodies because we are stressed because of the lifestyles that we're leading. So you need a bigger amount of micro and macronutrients than you used to need. And also, if you look at our gut health has become so disrupted due to the lifestyles that we lead and the pesticides and the chemicals and so on, that we don't absorb the amount of nutrients from our food even than we used to. Because of the fact that the gut is destroyed, and our microbiome has been destroyed by chemicals and so on. So when we look at why we also need more nutrients, you can equate it to a car. When a car runs on a level surface at a certain speed, it uses a certain amount of petrol. When that exact same car goes uphill, then it uses a lot more petrol. When that exact same car goes on a level surface, but it goes fast, it uses a lot more petrol. When that car has a leak in its petrol fuel line, or there's something else wrong with the engine because of bad maintenance, it needs a lot more petrol. This is exactly like your body. If you happen to get something like cancer, or a viral challenge, like COVID or any other infection, you need a lot more vitamins and minerals to actually get you healthy and to maintain your health, going forward. So it's really important to understand that everybody doesn't always need the same amount of vitamins and minerals. You do sometimes need more. And Manatic's vitamins and minerals and glycans are just in real food. So it's not super supplementation, it's not super dosing, it's not chemical stuff that's going to damage your body in any way. So it literally is like eating more broccoli and cauliflower and kale and spinach and blueberries and cherries. It's not like taking a whole bunch more of chemical supplementation. And that's really important to understand the differentiation between Manatic products and others. So Manatic products provide us with a full optimum spectrum of nutrition from real food. And this is really, really great because it's so good for your gut health to get real food into your gut. That is really what your gut needs to heal itself, is the real food part of it, not a bunch of chemical supplements. The products all work synergistically together, just exactly as your body is actually designed to use it. So because it's food and it comes in whole food complexes, so that's not, the vitamins and minerals are not fractioned or split out or spliced or anything like that. They are just in whole food supplements. So vitamins and minerals work as a collective in a whole food supplement together. And a lot of supplements, a lot of nutrients can't work without other nutrients. So if you, for example, if you have to absorb iron, you need vitamin C. And that's just a simple example. Everybody knows about that. But there's a much more amount of vitamins and minerals that actually work collectively together as you find them in food. And your body can't reconstitute this afterwards into whole food. You can't take a vitamin A and a vitamin D and a vitamin E separately, and then suddenly you're, in your body somewhere it reconstitutes as a whole food supplement. It can't work like that. You need to take it in as a whole food supplement, and your body then takes out what it needs and it sends where it needs. So the body needs macronutrients, which are proteins, carbohydrates, and fats in specific ratios to one another, and then also obviously water. Those are your main macronutrients. And with our food being so messed up, we've got far too much carbohydrates. And everybody basically, as I said, is on a sugar high all of the time. And that destroys your health like nothing else, because excess sugar causes inflammation and acidity, which causes more inflammation. And that is why people are chronically ill, because they get way too much sugar in their diet. Now, the micronutrients that we need are the vitamins and minerals that most people know about. I think everybody is familiar with vitamins and minerals. I think in America, about 80% of the population takes some form of vitamin and mineral supplementation. Unfortunately, they probably take mostly chemical supplements, but the fact is that most people know about vitamins and minerals. What people are not so familiar with are phytonutrients, which are nutrients that also micronutrients which occur in plants. And that is why Manatic is mainly plant-based. There are certain products which do have animal products in, but really that's actually, I would say Manatic products are probably 90% plant-based, so which is fantastic. And, when we look at the phytonutrients and what they do, they've got an antioxidant function. So they help with oxidative stress. So we're all under permanent oxidative stress because of our lifestyles and because of the chemicals and the pesticides. And, everything just takes a toll on our body. It's like rust. And antioxidants help against that. So it's actually anti-aging. It actually reduces the level of oxidative stress in the body, which is absolutely fantastic. And then when we look at phytonutrients, they also provide your body with essential prebiotics, which is a food that you need for your microbiome. Your probiotics, your good gut bacteria, need prebiotics to live on, and that we can only get from plants. There's no animal product that gives you a prebiotic. So if you don't eat vegetables and you don't eat fruit and so on, you'll never have enough prebiotics to actually help your microbiome to be healthy. And if you don't have a healthy microbiome, you don't have an immune system. You also can't absorb nutrients, and your brain function isn't great because about 75% of all the neurotransmitters that work on your brain is actually made by the bacteria in your gut, in other words, your microbiome. So if you don't have good gut health, you've got severe health challenges. And for good gut health, you need plant-derived, proper, real food nutrition. So this brings me to probiotics, which is also what we need. And we need to replace and replenish our probiotics on an ongoing basis because we're exposed to so many chemicals and, pesticides and all kinds of, everybody uses, I think people use on average about 60 or 70 chemicals in their house. If you add up all the chemicals in all the different products that we're using, whether it's Handy Andy or Sunlight Liquid or, anything else, something for our hair, something on our body, women wear makeup. There's huge amounts of chemicals and all of that. So that all takes a toll on your gut health. You just take a shower and chlorinated water and your gut health is destroyed. So it's really important for people to understand that probiotics need to be replaced. So you need to take a good probiotic supplement. And, that's one of the nutrients that we do need. And then our most important, which is a flagship product of Manitech, and this is where Manitech was founded on the discovery of glycans. Now, most people will say, what on earth are glycans? That's exactly what I said. When Irene told me that the cells communicate with one another, I really didn't have a clue what she was talking about. And I mean, I'm a qualified medical doctor, and I'd never heard that cells actually speak to each other. Thank goodness they speak silently and they don't jabber on and on, because you can just imagine if 2 or 3 or 4 people are in a room and everybody's cells are talking to each other, it would make a huge noise. So thank goodness they're quiet. So the important thing to understand is that on the outside of every cell, there are protein filament, like little protein strands. And on the ends of those are simple sugars. And they're in a specific code formation. And these cells actually communicate with one another. So the cell, if you have a new cell forming, it communicates to the cell next to it. And the cells read one another with this code. It's like an alphabet. The simple sugars are in an alphabet. And they talk to each other, and the cells can recognize whether that cell next to it is an abnormal cell, whether it's been invaded by a virus, whether it's been invaded by bacteria or a fungus, or whether it's a cancer cell. And these cells actually can recognize that and then send a message to the immune system to say, send killer cells. We have a cancer invader. We've got a cancer cell. We have to destroy it. And then the killer cells come and they destroy this specific cancer cell. But if you don't have those glycans and that messaging gets all scrambled, then the one cell looks at the other cell and doesn't know that there's something wrong because it can't read the glycans. And that is how you actually get cancer, and that's how you get autoimmune diseases, and that's how you get, your body doesn't respond properly to viruses and to bacteria. We're supposed to heal ourselves from all of these things if we have an adequate cellular communication. So every single cell in your body communicates with the cells next to it. But for that, you need glycans. Now, glycans are 8 simple sugars. And we only get 2 in our diet today because of the fact that our food has been so messed up. So we think our vitamins and minerals are messed up and our carbohydrates are messed up. Our proteins and our carbohydrate ratios are messed up. I'm telling you, the biggest destruction is in glycans, because the glycans are so essential that you can have all the vitamins, you can have all the minerals, you can have all the proteins, you can have all the carbohydrates. If your glycans are not on the outside of your cells, so in other words, your cells are not glycosylated, your cells cannot communicate and you're a sitting duck for disease. So you really need to understand that this is what the technological advantage and the difference is with the Manitech products. So a lot of people say, oh, but these glycans are just aloe. Now, that's what JP alluded to when he said, how do we make the product? This is critically important. The aloe that we harvest, how do we harvest it? What is this technology that Manitech's got that has actually stabilized these glycans so that they don't oxidize? If you take aloe and you cut it open, within minutes, it starts oxidizing and you can't use it again. When they used to go to war, they used to take aloe plants with them to war. And then they would only cut the aloe leaf as they needed. Because if you cut it and you leave it, within hours, it's completely oxidized and you can't use it. So a lot of aloe products that you can get on the shelf that look a hell of a lot cheaper than Manitech's products are not active aloe. There's no active glycans in there. The glycan technology, which is patented by Manatech, is to stabilize the glycans in a product format that we can actually use on a daily basis. We can take it out of our kitchen cupboard and put it in our mouth, and it is actually an active aloe. It's not something that's dead. So that's critically important. So Manatech's products are life-changing. I was diagnosed with more than 4 autoimmune diseases, and within months, I turned my health around by just changing my diet and by taking Manatech products. And I can't tell you now, I mean, I've just turned 60 and I feel better than I did in my 40s. There's no doubt about it. So really, people have to experience these products. And the thing is that you need to try and experience the range of products that we've got, so that you don't, just take the one product and, not take the glycans, or you just take the glycans, you don't take the real food vitamins and minerals and the probiotics and stuff. You need to try and actually take the range of products. So when I look at the Manatech products, I would say that there are core 6 products that you need to understand that everybody needs. And we've got all kinds of products. We've got integrated products for optimal well-being. We've got certain targeted health products for specific situations like cardiac health, inflammation, and immune support. And then we've got fat loss products, as JP mentioned. We've got sport products, which are absolutely fantastic. We've got children's products, and we've got skincare products. So when we look at all of those can be used. But there's core 6 products that I really just need to quickly mention to you. And these are really the products that synergistically work together to keep the body in optimal well-being. For most people, 90% of people would just need to use the products that everybody needs on a daily basis. So you don't have to be an expert. You do not have to be a medical doctor to be able to tell people about these products. All that has to happen is you need to use the products and tell people what your experience is, and tell people about other people's stories, and say, I have something that may help you. So as I said, we do not promote products to cure or mitigate disease. It's really critically important to understand that, but that we say to people that these products will help you towards optimal well-being, and that's really your own body that's going to recover itself by receiving the correct nutrition from you, which is how your body is designed to work. So the flagship product of Manatech that contains the glycans, or most of our products do contain some glycans, but the glycan product is called Ambritose. And that is a phenomenal product. And Manatech have been issued more than 140 patents on their products. And we have about 90 patents that are active currently. And a lot of the patents are on the Ambritose product and on Ambritose technology. So Ambritose is really the flagship product, and that is the one that helps with the cellular communication. That's the glycan product. So it contains all those glycans that you need for your body to be able to make its code on the outside of the cells, so that your cells can actually communicate, and your body doesn't destroy good cells, and it does destroy the bad cells. So the communication works properly. And then the next product is Phytomatrix or Catalyst. So those are our 2 vitamin and mineral. And then we have another one which is called Nutrivirus. You can also choose that one. That's vitamins and minerals. You need a product that contains all of the vitamins and minerals that you need on a daily basis. Then there's a product called Plus, which is a plant sterol, which is amazing because it contains some of those phytonutrients as we discussed, and it contains bitter green vegetables like we used to get it years and years and years ago, because people need bitter foods for their endocrine system, and you also need bitter foods for your gut health. I don't know if any one of you know, but you get things like bitters, Schweden bitters, which people drink before, or Angostura bitters, which people drink, especially the Germans, drink before a meal for their digestive system. And that is because you do need bitter foods to stimulate your digestive system. And today, everything we eat is sweet. When I was a child, broccoli was really bad. It tasted terrible. My mother used to make a white sauce and put it over it just so that we would eat it. But today, broccoli is sweet and kids love it. But it's not a good thing, because it's got too many carbohydrates and doesn't have the bitter stuff in anymore. It's been genetically modified and changed so that it doesn't have that stuff in it. And that's critically important that we understand that is exactly what destroys our health. And we need those plant sterols. Those plant sterols are also incredibly important for endocrine support and to keep our endocrine system normal and healthy. This is not a hormone for a male or a female. It is just a plant sterol. It's just food for your endocrine system. So then there's an antioxidant, which is called amyloidose AO, but it's actually an antioxidant. And it's really important to have an antioxidant because it actually reverses aging. It helps your body get rid of the oxidative stress, which is like rust on a motor car. And it helps you to actually reverse a lot of chronic diseases or chronic things that could go wrong in your body, like cardiac disease and inflammation and rheumatoid arthritis and all of those kind of things. And then omega-3 with vitamin D3. I'm sure that all of you read in the news recently now that they say that people that have low levels of omega-3 are more prone to COVID. And they also said that people with low levels of vitamin D3 are more prone to COVID. So omega-3 is now in the spotlight because now suddenly everybody understands that. And omega-3 is a brilliant anti-inflammatory. So it's really, really critical for everybody to take a good quality omega-3 on an ongoing basis. And it's not the same as the fish oil supplements that you would buy in Dis-Chem. It's made from anchovies, but it's not just fish oil. It's actually molecularly distilled omega-3, which is fantastic because you don't get that fishy burp. And it actually works 1,000,000 times better. I took chemical supplements for 15 years, normal Dis-Chem type of supplements, Metagenics, AIM, you name it, I took it. It made no difference. In fact, I think it made me sicker than I was. So really, since I've been taking real food supplements, my entire life has changed. You just try it. I promise you, it makes a huge difference. And then my favorite product, which is GI Pro Balance, which is a pre and a probiotic. And it's just a phenomenal product. And people get instant results from that when you give it to them for gut health. But as I said, the gut health is so much more important than people think, because your microbiome is responsible for your immune system, for your brain function, and for your absorption of all your nutrition. So without your gut, your body cannot function properly. Your gut is absolutely critically important. So GI Pro Balance is a must-have product, and it's a great entry-level product. If people have kids with colic or something, just give them half a sachet of GI Pro Balance. Within half an hour, that child's colic has just almost disappeared. So, I'm so excited about these products, and, I've not seen results like this with any medical products that I've used with patients for years and years and years. And now people are actually healing themselves properly through proper nutrition. And it really makes me so excited. So I hope all of you are as excited as I am. Just try the products. They are absolutely phenomenal. And thank you very much, JP, and back to you.
Okay, awesome. That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Kriki. Thank you so much for sharing. Definitely learned quite a bit there. And thank you for always adding so much value. I think it's always what you share is always of value to so many people out there, because you're always teaching and educating. And I think for me, one thing I think all of us have realized, that our health is something we can't underestimate, and it's something that we need to invest in. Just like we invest in a life policy, we invest in investments. We need to invest in the body that we're going to have for the next 30, 40, 50 years. So important. Look after your body while you're still healthy. And on that note, I thought maybe I'll just show some of the products. I've got obviously in my office. So we've just recently, our True Plenish is available now again, which is our meal replacement. I'm not sure if you can see that, which is completely plant-based. It's got sweetened with stevia. It's got your fruits and vegetables in, your aloe, and pre and probiotics, digestive enzymes, and so forth, some greens. We were in backorder on this product, so really, really glad, and it's in a new bag. The other product that Kriki was alluding to was the GI Pro Balance, which comes in a sachet. Very, very convenient. It's a pre and probiotic combination called a Synbiotic. I love these. It's probably one of our top selling products per unit, because I think it's the quantity of these products we sell, it just makes the Ambritose work so much better. And then, of course, here's the flagship product called Ambritose. Sorry, my light is a bit, but it comes in a powder and also a capsule form. And that's the 8 essential glycans that allow your body to heal and restore itself. It works at cellular level, and it's an immune modulator. So if you've got underactive immune system, it builds it up. And people that have got overactive immune system, it obviously brings it down again. So really, really important product to be taking, and so important to be taking, specifically in the times we face at the moment with, with what's going on in the world globally. So important that your cells can recognize good cells from bad cells in your body. And that's exactly what Ambrotose does. And then the other product that I thought I'd mention as well is the omega-3. Obviously, very important for inflammation. It's a very, very pure source of omega-3. Very, very good to be using for brain function, cardiovascular function. So we've got an omega. And then the last product I thought I would just share with all of you would be our skincare, which just arrived here today as well. It's not a new product, but it's definitely one of my favorite products. It's the youth serum, which has got the same technology as the Ambrotose has, but also it's got things like hyaluronic acid in and so forth. Very, very good for anti-aging, with quite a few clinical trials on that product. And in total, Manatec's got, in fact, 17 published clinical trials. It might even be 18 now. We offer a 90-day money-back guarantee on the product. How amazing is that? And also something that's really, really cool about the company specifically is, that I've got 13 double-blind placebo-controlled crossover studies. So we actually, it's not a placebo effect. We can actually do research and actually see what the products do in independent studies at universities, and that we've done quite a lot of different places all over the world. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a screen share. So hopefully this will work. There we go. So all of you should be seeing my screen. And okay, so there we go. You can see, obviously, that's me and my family there. I hope all of you can see this. I'm sure I'll get some messages now if you can't see it clearly, but hopefully you can. So why do I do Manatec? I think for me, what's really important for me is always to share with people, why do I do this? And it's not only because why I do this, it's really why do you do this? Why do people out there, whether they're professional people, whether they're doctors or pharmacists or engineers or housewives or single moms or students, professional sports people, whoever they are, why do people choose to do Manatec? And I think for me, there's really a few reasons. I think probably the first thing is a lot of people are doing this for the product and for what the products do from a technology point of view in your body. And I mean, 80 to 90% of the people involved in Manatec are customers. So for me, I think 90% of people is definitely, without a doubt, is for what the product does for people. In fact, a lot of our people start off as customers and eventually become associates when they see what these products do for other people, how good they are for other people. And how good they are for themselves. And if you can see a difference in your life, it's very easy to go out there and go and share with other people. If you've got more energy, if you've lost a bit of body fat using the product, if you are sleeping better, and just in general, if you're feeling that your wellness and your health is just another level. So definitely a big reason I think is obviously the product. The other one for me would be finances. I think so many of us out there are looking for ways to diversify income, to earn an extra 5,000 Rand a month doing something part-time, or 10,000 Rand to just to pay off something, or put money away, or save up for something, whatever it may be. But definitely for a lot of people out there, we've realized we can't be reliant on just one source of income. You need multiple streams of income. Specifically, I'm not talking about multiple streams of income in network marketing. I'm saying you could work full-time on your job but part-time on your fortune. And one of the other things also is just I think for a lot of people is to have fun. I think maybe there's some memories you want to create this year from a travel point of view, or things that you'd like to do, or go away with your family, or spend more time with your kids. There might be some family or relationship goals that you have. And I think probably another thing for me, it's probably more important today and prevalent today, is really this thing of financial freedom. And for financial freedom, not only from a sense of earning an income, but just having your time. And I think for me, freedom is not just finances. It's not just having your time, it's really having your health. It's in fact having all three of those things, and also feeling that you've got purpose in your life as well, with something where you feel like you're giving back to the world as well. And I think that's really where Manatec ticks all the boxes in that regard. So just quickly, I'm going to run through the cash flow quadrant quickly. In fact, I actually want to show all of you, I did actually at the bookstore today, I did come across another book by Robert Kiyosaki, which I'll start reading probably this evening or probably tomorrow. But for me, like, you wrote a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad that really made a big difference for me, because he spoke about these different quadrants that all of us are in, and it's the different ways of earning. And he said that about 90% of the world's people are what he calls on the E and the S quadrant, which is either you're an employee, which most of us do. We go to school, we get good grades, we go and find a job, and we're working 40 hours a week, 160 hours a month, and we get paid a certain amount of income for the time we're investing. But really what we're doing is we're trading our time for money. So when we're not working, we've got no income. And one of the big challenges here is that the harder you work, the more you pay in taxes. A lot of people transition and maybe become a specialist or become self-employed or start their own small business. But the key thing here is that you still depend on being there to earn an income. And his whole philosophy is that even if you're on the E and the S quadrant, which is on the left-hand side of the quadrant, start looking at a way of transitioning to the right-hand side of the quadrant where you or potentially could become a business owner or start a small business where, you know, you could still work full-time on your job, but you can work part-time on your fortune by doing something, you know, like what they would call a side gig, the ultimate gig, doing something where, even if you look today, how many people are doing Uber part-time, or they're doing Airbnb part-time, or they're doing things like that where they can create an extra stream of income. But the thing with these things, it's not residual income. So for me, the key thing with Manatech, and if you're going to build this as a business, think long-term, as this is your 5 to 10-year plan to create an income where you can do the work once, but you can get paid over and over again every single month. I mean, think about it like this. What would you do if you knew for the rest of your life you would earn 10,000 a month that you never had to work for, or 5,000? What, like, how do people do that? I mean, now the one way you could do that is perhaps by investing into a property and paying it off, or putting some money away. But still, to have 5,000 rand coming to your bank account every single month, you're going to have to put away at least R1 million. To have 10,000 a month, it's at least 2 million rand. Now, for a lot of people out there, how are you going to save R1 million? How are you going to save 2 million rand? Most people don't have the spare income, or they don't have. I mean, they're living on 100% of their income. Never mind finding, you know, a 10% or 20% to invest, where they could grow an investment that can actually give them freedom one day, or at least build up an income where it can pay them every single month one day. So I think for me, network marketing, specifically Manatech, which is a legitimate company, it's been around for 27 years. It's an incredible company to be with because of what the product does for people, but more importantly, it's a stable company, it's a public company, and you can build this income part-time where it can start becoming 5 or 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 100,000 rand a month, and obviously a lot more than that. There's many people on this call here this evening that are earning a 6-figure monthly income. So for me, really, really important is, you know, even if you're not doing Manatech, is not something you have to do full time, but start thinking about doing this as a part-time business where, you know, it can start creating a sideline income for people. I mean, you know, most people out there are not allergic to extra income. And I think for me, to go out there and talk to people about these products do for people, and then to be able to earn income on that is just incredible. And so that's what I want you to think about this evening, is thinking about the cash flow quadrant. And what are you doing today? I mean, this is what one of my mentors said, Jim Rohn. He said, they asked him, what would the next 5 years look like? And he said, someone asked him, and he said, the next 5 years will look pretty much the same as the last 5 years unless you change something in your life. Now, I want you to think about that. If you are thinking about where you are right now, what are you going to be changing today, tomorrow, next week, next month, to make sure in the next 5 years you're at a different place to where you are now? Because you are today where you are because of the decisions you've made a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So very, very important that you have to realize that you're not a tree. You can move, you can change. And, you know, where else can you start a business that gives you the opportunity to start doing something like this? And you can start your Manatech business for, you know, 750 Rand. I mean, it's really just unbelievable. We'll obviously cover a few more of those pointers on the next few slides. So just quickly, what I want to run through all of you, I did mention some of these things, but Manatech now have been running since 1994. So we are now turning 27 years old. So we're almost like, you know, we're almost 30 years old as a company. So that's pretty incredible. You know, we do business in just over 25 different countries all over the world, which means if you've got customers or potential associates or business partners, you can actually get them on board in other countries. You can build international business living here in South Africa. I mentioned earlier that we're a public company listed on the NASDAQ under MTEX. If you Google it, that's the ticker code. And, you know, we have been a public company since 1999. So we've been a public company for 22 years. How incredible is that? 22 years we've been a public company, meaning we're audited 4 times a year. We have got institutional investors in our company. So we have to make sure that everything we do is above board. And I think that's such a awesome thing, you know, that people aren't just going to run away with your money. You know, it's a legitimate company. And of course, we're part of the Direct Selling Association, which is an independent third party that actually looks at what you're doing as a company is completely legit. You're doing everything as you should. And you from an ethical point of view, you're above board. So just, there's really 3 pillars to Manatech. Obviously, Dr. Strydom has covered a few of the facts on the health and wellness. the patents, the science that we have, and I've covered some of that as well. We've got a very disruptive technology. If you Google Manatech, you're going to see loads of positive things online. You're going to see some negative stuff. But I mean, go and Google any company, you're going to find that as well. And I think for me, that's in fact one of the things you need. If you're making a massive dent in the universe, if you're going out there and making an impact, and you've got a product that's patented, that's scientifically validated, not even all the other companies and all the other people are going to say, you've got an incredible product, you're an amazing company. There's competition out there. And I think we thrive in that. I think it's a good thing. Manatech has always been a company that's realized that, you know, that whatever you do is first going to be ridiculed and eventually it's going to become self-evident. And that's where we are today, 27, 28 years later. We've also got what we call a Mission 5 Million Foundation, which is really our charity foundation where we nourish children that are malnourished every single month. So every month that you use the product for yourself, you're nourishing a child every single month on the products also. And then, of course, and that's in fact also just in South Africa, where we've got about, you know, between 25 and 27,000 kids getting these products every single day. And you'll see the little girl in the picture there, she's holding up the Fighter Blend powder. That's specifically a product we make for malnourished kids, which are linked up that every time that you use your tub of Ambritos or you use your tub of your skincare product to make yourself look younger, you can help a child get older just by using the product. It's donation through consumption. It's you can make a difference in your world and the world at the exact same time. Next thing is just on the business. As I mentioned earlier, the industry has grown rapidly. It's now a $455 billion industry, the direct selling industry, the home-based business industry. You can do it part-time. I think it's one of the big factors that ticks the boxes. It's a low startup cost. I mean, where can you start a business for 750 Rand and you've got the opportunity to build a 5-figure monthly income or a 6-figure monthly income, doing something part-time, and it's completely international and it's a turnkey business, which means you just put in the key and you get started. We've done all the research. We have got distribution centers all over the world. We've done the logistics. All you have to go and do is go out there and go and talk to people about the product and service. So just quickly, a lot of people want to know, where does the money come from? Now, we're a word of mouth marketing company. So you're not going to see Manatech on billboards, on television ads, or sponsor sports teams, or sponsor celebrities. We take all the money we spend on advertising and marketing and pay to people like me and you to go out there and go and talk to people about it, because word of mouth marketing is the best form of advertising and marketing, because people trust recommendations from friends and family versus traditional advertising and marketing. So this is the future, word of mouth marketing. And we're seeing this industry just growing and growing and growing because of people trusting. You know, if you've used the product, it's working for you. I mean, you know that someone's got a vested interest, and in fact, they're using the product. I mean, how often do we go to the Whole Foods store? You know, you go buy a product, you have someone selling your product, they're not even using it themselves, number one. And number two, how are they going to check up and make sure that you're using the product properly and that, you know, you're getting good results, or if they can help you with anything. So this is just the way that the business is going to be working in the future. So just on to the next slide. How do we get started? I'm going to try and finish in the next sort of 5 minutes. We'll run through this quickly. Now, the first way is by becoming a customer. There's no joining fees to be a customer. It's completely complimentary. And the other nice thing with a customer is that you get 20% back on your personal orders you place every single month, if it is on an automatic order. And you get to buy the products at a wholesale price. One of the new bonuses that we've got for customers is customers can now, in fact, refer other customers and get 25% on the orders in product loyalty points that their customers that they refer place, which is really, really an awesome way of getting customers to actually engage and go out there and go and share with other people. So how it works is you refer people to your own website as a customer. It's called the Customer Referral Program. You earn 25% on what they purchase on their first order. Remember, it's only on their first order. And then, of course, you get to redeem that for some free product on your next purchase. Now, just back one side. Now, about 80 to 90% of people are just going to be customers. I just want to make that clear. But if you're on the call this evening and you're looking at, using the product, but you're also looking at maybe doing something on the side, earning extra income, qualifying for the Mauritius incentive that just launched like 3 days ago, then the next few slides are going to apply to you. So to become an associate is 750 Rand. It's once off for the year. There is an annual renewal fee, which is like your licensing fee, if I can call it that, of 350 Rand. You also get to buy the products at wholesale. You get 20% back on your personal orders you're placing for yourself on automatic order. But the key thing is that you get access to the turnkey business, where you can now build a business, you can build a team, you can get other customers on board and earn commissions for doing the referral. Because remember, not having to pay anyone else for doing the referrals. because we're not spending any money on advertising and marketing. We're spending the money on giving it to people like me and you to go out there and talk to people about the product. And that's the awesome part about this. Now remember that the earnings or lifestyle indicated are not necessarily representative of what you may earn or will achieve. Your individual earnings and lifestyle as an associate are strictly dependent on your respective area of skills and efforts. Manatech makes no guarantee of earnings or lifestyle. So why do I read that? Because I think very often people join Manatech or join this industry and they think, oh, I'm just going to make money and I don't have to do anything. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is, you're really going to have to go out and put time and effort into this. So I just want to make that very, very clear. And in fact, most people out there would like the fact that it's going to take a bit of time and effort to make a success, because easy come, easy go. So this is a 2 to 5 year plan for financial freedom, for building up a sideline income that can obviously become something that can become really significant for a lot of people out there, even if it's on a part-time basis. So there's 6 different ways to earn. The first is through customer bonuses. That's from your personal customers. The next thing is what we call a first order bonus, which is the second way, which is when you refer people, whether it be a customer or an associate, the first time they order, you earn commissions on that. The third is the mentor bonus, which is on people you personally introduce to Manatech, helping them go through the ranks of getting to levels, and we'll cover some of that as well. Of course, there's uni-level commissions and infinity bonuses. There's leadership check match, and there's also a global bonus pool. So just quickly on the first order bonus, it pays 25% on all orders of every new associate and customer you enroll. So let's assume that you have a new associate and their first order is 2,000 Rand before tax and shipping. So 25% of 2,000 Rand, you earn 500 Rand for doing the referral. They go online onto your website, they order the product, gets delivered to their doorstep, you earn 500 Rand on that first order. Very, very easy to understand. Let's assume someone else is a customer and they order 1,000 Rand. Once again, you earn 25% of the product order, not on the taxes and on the shipping, of course. So 25% on the 1,000 Rand product order that they place, you earn 250 Rand for doing the referral, 250 Rand of the first order. The next thing that you'd like to do, or the next part of the commissions, is called the power seller bonus. Now remember, someone's gonna, you get a customer on board. So this specifically focuses on customers. Now let's assume that you have customer A, they order the product, they order 1,000 Rand for the products, you earn 250 Rand on the first order bonus. Now remember, your customer is hopefully going to be using the product on a monthly basis, which means that next month they're going to order again. And because hopefully they'll go on the loyalty program where it's an auto ship. So what that then means is that in month 2, so let's assume that it's February now, your customer orders 1,000 Rand for the product. Now you've earned 250 Rand, but next month there's 1,000 Rand order again. And that's one of the key things with Manatech is you don't start at zero every month. If you're building your business properly and you're getting your customers to commit to at least try it for 90 days, you should have orders every single month and recurring orders. So let's assume that customer orders the product next month. You might be in power 10, which means that you're getting 10% of the total sales of all your customers, which means that if it's 1,000 Rand order, it's 100 Rand you're earning on that specific customer in March. But let's assume there's another new customer that joins in March as well, and that person orders also 1,000 Rand. You'll earn once again 250 Rand on the new order, but you'll earn then on the older order, you'll earn 100 Rand, or it could potentially be 150 Rand if you're at power 15. So this is basically, they're looking at your total orders you have. If it is power 10, it means you've got between 200 and 499 points. I'm not going to go too much into the points this evening, but the person who invited you on the call will definitely expand a little bit more to you about that. But basically, it's just on the total spend that happens is that you either earn 10% or 15% on ongoing orders, recurring orders. You can only earn a power seller bonus on a recurring order because you would have already earned the first order bonus on the first order. So I just want to stress that quickly. On the next slide, once you've done that, the next thing you'd like to do is you've obviously got your customers. Let's assume we've got about 5 customers all ordering 100 points. You're earning just for that commission about 1,500 Rand. Now let's assume that you have 2 other associates. So these are people that are saying, I want to build the business, and you teach and train them to do the same thing. So there's only 3 people building the business at this stage. You plus person 1 and person 2. All 3 of you have got at least 500 points. And for doing that, you're going to earn anything from about 1,500 Rand to about 2,500 Rand every single month. The next step is to become team 4 qualified. So it's not that you earn 2,500 Rand. This is the bonus is 2,500 Rand. So I just want to stress that. But what this is really saying is you've got 500 points in customer volume, but you've helped 4 individual people that you've signed up as associates also do at least 500 points. So there's now at least 2,500 Rand worth of product sales happening in your organization. There's 5 people effectively building the business. And the 5 of you have actually bought volume to Manatech. You've helped in the turnover of this American public company so they can go and pay you commissions, you and your team commissions for sales you've generated. Because as I mentioned earlier, they didn't have to go and pay advertising and marketing and shelf space and agents and brokers and all those things. They can pay me and you to obviously do that. And that commission can be anything from about 2,500 Rand up into about 5,000 Rand a month. Now, the next step is let's assume that you have your 4 associates and you teach every one of your 4 associates to do exactly the same thing. So now there is, of course, a team of, 16 people. There's obviously, well, it'll be a bit more than that. It's actually 21 people, if you want to think about it like that. It's 21 people because it's the 16 plus the 5 of you that were there originally. So let's assume there's 21 people all doing 500 points as an example. You are now called the Silver Executive Director, and your commissions at this level is anything from about 10,000 to about 20,000 Rand every single month for being a Silver Executive Director. And then, of course, the next step is once again, you help those people to become Team 4 qualified. You're going to be earning anything from, you'll be at over 40,000 points because there's now 85 associates. Remember, you don't have to sign up all 85 associates. You and your entire team together that have got 85 associates, all doing 500 points. There's over 42,500 points in your business. You call the Presidential Director. And this can take anything from 3 to 6 to 9 to 12 months. It can even take 24 months. It can even take 36 months. It just depends how much time and effort you're putting into this and the type of people you're getting on board and how well you are duplicating and your leadership skills and, plugging into the system and all those types of things. So, but at this level, you're earning anything from about 35,000 to about 55,000 Rand every single month. Now, just a few things I want to share with all of you. There is obviously a lot more levels after this. There's bronze presidential, silver presidential, gold presidential, platinum presidential. We've got, lots of presidentials and silvers and golds and on this call this evening. But for me, the most important thing is, I think, is just to think this evening about what are the risks and what's the benefits. Now, you might this evening saying, well, how do I earn, a 6-figure monthly income? Now, the key thing about this is you've got to realize if you can't do step 1, there is no step 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So first focus on the basics. Get your account number, get on the product, get your 500 points, teach and train your 2 associates to do the same, then your 4 associates, and that's how you start building your business and plug in with your upline leaders. Obviously can help you through the process. Now, just quickly, what all of you, just in closing, what we all should think about is what are the risks involved? Well, the first risk is the 750 Rand registration. Not really a risk if you think about it like that. The second thing is the time investment. Yes, it can take a bit of time, but if you're building it properly and you are plugging into the system, it shouldn't take that much of your time. And of course, you've got a product on the product order that you place. You do have a satisfaction guarantee on the product. Now, what are some of the benefits? Well, the benefits obviously is that there's, that a lot of people get on board, to get out of debt, for extra income, to maybe buy a new car, pay off their home, or move into a new home, or to have their own business where they can do something for themselves. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of people do this for time freedom. They feel I've got, I'm making a great income, but I've got no time. I'm working, 150, 160 hours a week, and I'd like to spend some more time with my family, or, just have a break and be able to do something where I know that I can actually choose my own schedule. A lot of people on this call this evening, obviously, because you want to qualify for Mauritius, and we've had amazing centers all over the world, whether it be Hawaii, we've been to the Maldives, we've been, to Italy, we've done Mauritius so many times before, but we're going to be doing that again. So there's really, really amazing incentives that you can qualify for as well. And I think for a lot of people out there this evening is what you should really consider is the fact that, a lot of people are concerned about their retirement one day. And what an amazing way to, on a part-time basis, build up this business where it can start creating a residual income for people. Now, just quickly before we end off, can you do it? Well, the first thing you got to know is we will help you. There's a support structure. You're not on your own. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So we work in a team, and because if you win, your team wins. So very, very important. Your success is directly proportional to how many people out there you can help along the way. There's a business and personal development system that's going to help you. It's been developed over many, many years and helped a lot of people, including myself. You know, I've been very, very privileged to be you know, $1 million earner with a company. So, I mean, that's all a testament to the system that we've got. Because you've got to realize if you want to change things on the outside, you've got to realize you've got to change things in your mindset. And we obviously, it's so important to be reading, and the people you associate with, reading the books, listening to the audios, working on yourself, super, super important. And then, of course, yeah, I think what you've also got to realize is that there are so many different people from so many different backgrounds that have made a success. So don't be on this call this evening and think, I have to be a certain type of person to do this. This is for everybody. Anyone can do this. It's not a specific type of person, or you've got to be a, you know, a doctor, or you've got to be a student or a rugby player, or you know, a single mom. This is really for everybody. I think if you've got a massive passion to help other people, this is the right business for people. And for me, the most important thing is you've got to find a big reason to go out there and go and take action. So thank you very much for being on the call this evening. I really, really appreciate it. And please get back to the person that invited you onto the call this evening. And just in closing, I want to thank my upline presidentials, Phil and Prince Lou, and also to my upline platinum presidentials, Louis and Leonie van Linde, who are 2-star platinums. Thank you very much for what you guys do. I really, really appreciate it. So have a good evening, and I want to wish you all the best for tomorrow, and have a fantastic weekend. Thank you very, very much.